The last thing I ever said to my brother was, "You're being dramatic." And a few hours later he was gone. I've replayed that moment in my head for 8 years, over and over. Like a broken record I can't turn off. My brother's name was Ethan, he was 19. Funny, loud, sarcastic. The kind of guy who could make a whole room laugh with the dumbest joke. But underneath all of that, he was sensitive, even though he'd never admit it. We were close. Not the kind of close where you're hugging every time you see each other, but the real kind. We had our own inside jokes, we'd roast each other constantly, finish each other's sentences, but when it really mattered, we always showed up for each other. That was us. At the time, Ethan had just started college, and like a lot of kids his age, he wasn't sure if he even wanted to be there. He kept saying it wasn't what he expected, that he felt out of place, that he was falling behind in life. One night he started venting about it again. I'd just gotten home from work. I was exhausted, stressed. Honestly, I didn't want to hear it. He looked at me and said, "You don't get it. I feel like I'm disappearing." And instead of listening, really listening, I snapped. I said, "Ethan, you're being dramatic. Everyone feels like that at 19. He went quiet, just nodded, said okay and walked to his room. I didn't know it, but that would be the last conversation we'd ever have. That night while he was asleep, he had a seizure. Something we didn't even know he had, a rare neurological condition. He never woke up. The doctor told us later that even if he had been rushed to the hospital, there was no guarantee it would have changed anything. But the truth is, that didn't matter to me, because I didn't just lose him to a disease. I lost him to a moment, to my impatience, to a sentence I can never take back. The guilt that followed me wasn't loud, it was quiet, constant, like background noise that never turns off. For the first year I couldn't even look in a mirror. I skipped birthdays. I avoided talking about him. And then one night, years later, I found his old journal. Inside there was a page titled, "Things I Love Even When They Annoy Me." Number 1 on his list, my brother. Because even when he doesn't get it, I know he'd throw a punch for me in a second. I read that line hundreds of times, and that night I cried harder than I did at his funeral. Because even in the moment I regret most, Ethan had already forgiven me. He knew my heart, even when I didn't show it the right way. If you're hearing this, let me tell you something. Say the kind thing, even if you're tired. You never know which words might be the last ones you'll ever get to say.